All right. Let me make sure this is muted. There we go. All right. We live. What's up, everybody? As y'all come in, y'all already know. You know what I'm saying? Hit that young like button for your boy Khalil. I appreciate it. I'm in the wrong account. Let me switch your hats real quick. Oh, there we go. Here we goes. Edit this video.
Yep.
See y'all pulling up. Welcome, 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 man. Got a great show for y'all. You know what I'm saying? About to get it going. Close that. Boom. All right. JackieFabulous pulling up. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up, y'all? Jonathan, Victoria, Hippie Goes, Addison, Bryce, Gemini, Kenny Silva. Hey, what's going on? Stephen O'Con, Ladybug. Dan, what's going on with you? Carrick, Eric, Nisha. It's a lot of y'all, man. It's a lot of y'all pulling up in here, man. Supper. Y'all stupid.
Why is somebody making fun of me for being punctual? Is that the white dude's always punctual?
Brian said it already.
Yeah, Brian said.
Wait 5 minutes.
Said Jeff punctual. I'm like,
hey, Jeff is punctual. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I am too. Y'all know how I get down. What's up, JackieFabulous?
What it do, Dr. Moore? You good?
I'm chilling. How are you?
I'm good.
I see the braids. Okay.
All right.
Got the little swoop on them. Come around with the Okay.
Hello, Jeff. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Doing fantastic. Nice to meet you. My hair's not as impressive. My girlfriend cut my hair yesterday. Getting the girlfriend cut.
You did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I'll let her know. She's got a lot of quarantine practice.
Shout out to the 5 people that disliked the video in 2 minutes. Now watch that. Now watch is going to go up because I gave them a shout out. Watch this.
Now you just teasing these guys.
Hey, people be doing that, man, for no reason at all. So I just let them live their life.
It's actually funny to me.
Yeah.
I told you one time. This guy was like, I can't watch, and I wasn't on it. I was in the chat.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't watch it when Jackie's on. Jesus Christ. And then he logged on to my podcast, and it was like, I'm like, you just want to fuck with us.
Yeah. I wish they showed you who disliked it so you could block them so they can't come back. It's got to be a way to do it. I might figure out so I can just block them. It's like, if you hear it, why would you intentionally come to the page just to dislike it?
That would change the world if people could see who disliked their YouTube videos the way that you can see on the spree. Oh, that would change.
On a blocking spree.
Do you know the entire pettiness of just YouTube videos that would be created? Just like you dislike every one of my videos, I would shout them out in videos.
Oh man, Gary Owen, how are you, sir?
Good.
I love the energy.
Owen is in the building. Yeah.
SydneyCastillo's pulling up right now, man. For that great show. I'm gonna just jump right into the introductions. Y'all know what's going on as y'all come in, hit the like button for your boy, man. I greatly appreciate it. And we're gonna have a fantastic show. First off, ladies and gentlemen, first time on the show. One of the few people, well, actually got a couple people first time on the show, but this gentleman is from Detroit, Motor City. You know what I'm saying? He used to get down with me on Wednesday nights at the Comedy Union. We had a great time doing it, man. Very funny guy. He was also has a half-hour special through Kevin Hart. Next Level is an amazing thing. Make sure you check that out on Comedy Central still. Ladies and gentlemen, start clapping. Make a lot of noise. My homeboy, Mr. Jeff HORSTE in the building. Bah, 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 bah. What's going on, sir?
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, of course, brother. Of course, man. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad you hit me up because people hit me up like, yo, I want to get on the show. I'm like, absolutely. I don't see everybody, so I forget. So I'm glad.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't.
I'm glad that you're here,
brother. I don't care. I appreciate it.
Man. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, no strangers to the show. You see him get his hat together, doing his thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Beard flourishing. Make sure you check out his beard balm. He has a whole beard butter line. You can grab that right now. You know what I'm saying? He out here doing his thing, representing Fort Worth, Texas. You know what I'm saying? 6 foot something, you know, ball player, all of that. But, you know, he's still doing his thing on the comedy tip, writer, creator, producer. Ladies and gentlemen, make a lot of noise for SydneyCastillo.
What's up?
What it do?
What up, Jackie? What up, Gary? What up, Jeff?
What's up, man?
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the New York bombshell. You've seen her on a ton of things. America's Got Talent. She has a podcast called Relatable with JackieFabulous. She is the amazing comedian, producer, content creator, and has a fabulous smile to go along with her fabulous name. Ladies, don't do it like that. Don't ruin the goddamn intro, Jackie. Shit now. Ladies and gentlemen, from New York, y'all put your hands together for JackieFabulous.
Yay! I want to make sure. Can you guys see the cleavage? Is it good enough?
Yeah, you
there?
get some good tits tonight. I mean, get some good tips tonight.
It's mediocre. Anyway, go ahead.
Gary looks like he's sitting in a waiting area where you're waiting on your new car. You know, you're just like waiting on it to get clean. He's like,
oh, really?
Sir, your car's ready in about 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. You floss on you motherfuckers then.
That's what I'm saying. You look like you.
No, I gotta get
You ain't got a flaws. We know you got it.
Can you?
You already.
I don't know how to work my backyard.
We know you got it. You ain't got a flaws.
Okay.
He got an inside backyard patio.
Way to bring that up, Sydney. Now we're all getting shit on. I'm in front of my closet right now.
I'm sorry.
My wall.
Is that a roof?
My background screams apartment.
Huh?
That's somebody's roof?
That's the backyard. That's the fire.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh,
Gary
wow.
got the
Kenya.
goals.
Can you turn on the lights?
I'm flossing.
I'm trying to floss.
Gary, you've been a comedian since black and white TV. Of course you got all that shit back there.
Right. I got residual checks from different strokes.
Ladies and gentlemen, last but definitely not least, man, had the pleasure of sitting down with this brother yesterday and doing his show. So be looking out for that next Thursday. He is one of the comedy greats, been doing it for a while, putting Ohio on the goddamn map, ladies and gentlemen. One of the funniest to ever grab a microphone. Y'all start clapping right now. Needs no introduction. You've seen them all over the world. Put your hands together for Gary Over.
Meow, 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 meow. So can we blame you, Gary, for Ohio giving us a hard time yesterday?
What happened?
Can we blame you for Ohio and the politics fiasco?
You can blame a lot of people in my family.
Okay.
I like how you keep it real.
Trumpies.
Oh man. Well, as you guys know, this is another episode of Zoom with the Homies. Everybody on here is comedian. A lot of us are affected by the pandemic that's going on and we're not able to travel. So all I ask is that you take care of my guests. Be nice in the comments. Do your goddamn thing. Shout out to the MooreMods because they are watching the comments and they will remove anything that they don't see fitting or remove you. So just know you've been warned. But at this time, I want to ask all my guests, if you want to change your name to your Cash App so the fans can bless you a little bit, it would be my pleasure to allow them to do so and for them to do so on their own. So, ladies and gentlemen, please take care of the guests if you can. Bless them with a little something. And we are about to get us going right now. I'm going to have my Cash App as my MooreMods Cash App so you can hit them right now and bless them with a little something. All the guests, all of their information will be in the description. Actually, it's in the description right now, so you can check that out. And anything they got going on, man, start taking a look at it. Let's kick it off, man. Sid, what you been doing, man?
Hey, man, working, bro. I'm working on this. Okay, I don't even know what to call it, but it's kind of cool. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones are fighting,
right?
And so it's a 4-hour event, and so I'm helping write and produce some of the segments for that event, the live event on the 28th. And it's like sometimes like, all right, cool. I'm just ecstatic because I get to meet Mike Tyson. But you know this, you can't tell them. You know what I mean? When you're doing a Zoom meeting, it's like, hi, it's all professional. I'm like, oh yeah, and this is what we're looking for. Yeah, the whole time I'm like, yo, when am I gonna get to meet Mike Tyson? Like whenever I do shows, sometimes it's like if I'm going to get to meet a person that I was like, oh shit, I used to grow up. I'd like to take the job. But it's crazy because I'm 6'4" and I don't smile a lot, and so I look like security. I look like I want to fight you, but I'm such a fan, right? Because I'm not gonna be like, yo. I'll literally just stare and be like, and just remember why I'm a fan of yours, but it looks awkward. So
Gary, you met Mike Tyson too, right?
We presented at the BET Awards in 2014. He went completely off script.
No. Him?
Yeah, and then he asked me why. He said, "Why are you the token white guy in all the Think Like a Man movies?" So I said, "I don't know. I guess why were you the token black guy in the Hangover movies?" And then he smacked me in the back of my head.
I was like, "You took a chance."
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little worried.
You're like, how many fingers I got up? Okay, I'm good. All right, okay.
Well, I know BET Awards security sucks.
Well, compared to Mike Tyson, yeah, it's like hourly employees.
Nobody came out to make sure I was okay.
But that's because Sydney was supposed to be working his post, but he was out there trying to tell somebody jokes.
Hey, Sydney, you remember when you came to Cincinnati Funny Bone?
Yeah.
And somebody didn't show up, right?
Yeah, that was I was telling my wife that was Bellevue. Oh, it was Cincinnati. Yeah, somebody didn't show up and I had to go up. Yeah.
Right, and they called me the headline.
Yeah.
And you looked at me like I don't know how you looked at me funny.
I was like, Sydney, you're gonna headline show. All right, cool. Gary, I was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, hey, I remember. I guess I'm not. Okay, cool.
cool.
All right, cool. You just know your money goes from like a comma to $100. Like, all right, whatever.
Who didn't show up?
I forgot who. Sometimes that happens. Somebody don't show up and you go out there. I'm like, all right.
That's when I lived in Cincy. Anytime a black headliner missed his flight or didn't show up, they'd call me.
Here's like, same audience. He'll do just fine.
Yeah. Never called me on Pauly Shore didn't show up. It was weird.
Listen, I got to flex real quick. Gary let me do a show in Dallas. No, we was in Verizon. It's in like Grapevine, but it's like, the Dallas area, right? It was like a New Year's Eve show. It was just like a guest set. And my wife now was like my fiance at the time, I believe, or girlfriend, a thing between. But she had never seen me perform in a big arena. It was just like, improv. So Gary's like, why don't you come down? I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, man, come down, do like 5 to 7, man. Be my guest. So I was like, all right, cool. Now in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm about to show her this is what the fuck I do, right? But it's just 5 minutes at a time, right? So I don't give a fuck. I had a great time, got off stage, and she was like, you did like, it was so many people. And like, I just I want to tell Gary, man, I appreciate you because I got the flex.
Did I get you a couple of dollars?
Absolutely. Gary came in and paid me like dope boy. He came and was like, hey, come here. I said, no, Gary, it's all cool. You worked. But I always respect this about comics because some comics there's some good comics. Like they were like, hey man, you worked, come here. And like he gave me some money in my hand. I was like, man, I appreciate it. He's like, yeah, I got you.
I always go back to when I was up and coming. And then you get on a big stage like that. I go, I always think, how cool are comics going to talk about me when I'm dead? They're like, yeah, he gave me a couple hundred.
Gave me spots. Yeah. That's all we want is spots. What's funny is that the only show my boyfriend has seen me perform on are Zoom shows. And I'm sure he watches them like, I don't know how you make this your job because but okay.
So he's only watched you. He hasn't even watched you with an audience yet.
No, he has. He's not seen
so
me.
To him,
in my
it's
element.
like you're just doing poetry.
And I keep telling him, I'm like, I keep telling him, I'm like, you don't know, babe. I'm really good. And he's like, oh, all right.
So
it's hard for people act like the audience. Like, oh no, if it's funny, I'll laugh. That's what just every regular person thinks. So to them, they don't understand not hearing the audience laugh how important that is.
No, he saw the Zoom. He's like,
the show before this was a comedy class where I guess they.
Yep.
Oh.
It always happens when the stories are good.
Yeah. And Sydney just a couple apartments away from me. He could be stealing my Wi-Fi, but he not. He just decided he want to go pay the bill and he want to go steal it in it. You gotta admire that though. What you say, Sydney?
What you say? We missed the whole thing.
Yeah, it cut off.
Sydney.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. I was saying I just left a Zoom show where it was a class.
Yeah.
Where it was like, students or whatever. And their first show, not even in front of real people. You know what I mean? Ooh. It's like in this kind of setup, which is difficult. The rhythm is way different. You know what I mean? And they was just taking it to the face, but I wasn't mad at them, but I was like, man, they don't even know it's going to get so much better. You know what I mean?
If you think you're depressed on Zoom, you're going to want to straight just bomb yourself in the face.
Because everybody else is waiting to go up.
If you go up.
I mean, that's one of the things I miss the most is like the instant gratification from the stage. Like I've done a couple shows, like you see, you've done In Crowd with Tone Bill, and you know they got the big. It's like it's a semicircle full of screens, so you got like 24 or 28 Zoom screens, and they hear it a lot faster than the normal Zoom. It's a lot less of a lag, but you still, that instant gratification is nothing like that. I miss that probably the most about all of this type of stuff right now. But Gary, you finna hit the road this weekend. You in Kansas City.
Gary been on that COVID tour getting that COVID money.
Yeah.
Gary, I saw you posting your show scheduled date in fucking February, like the day before COVID hit. You were like, guess what? 6-month tour.
Let's go. Let's go get the money.
Once I got it, I was like, all right, I think I got the antibodies, so I can go back on the road.
And you did.
I went right back. I was like, all right, I'm good.
Right.
I actually texted my manager a screenshot of your calendar because I was hating. I was like, how is he? We're not allowed to go outside. Where is he going?
Yeah. I mean, well, my agent told me something interesting too, because dates were getting canceled a lot. Like I'd be supposed to be booked Thursday through Sunday, and Tuesday, but like your shows are canceled. And I was like, why do my shows get canceled? He goes, I got to keep you in the red states. The states where Republican governors are open. The Democratic governors are closed. So them Republicans don't give a fuck. They're like,
no, I went to the Irvine Spectrum for the improv there. And when I tell you not one, nary a mask. I ain't seen no families hanging out like it was August 2018.
Wow.
In California?
Yeah, in Irvine, Orange County.
Oh, yeah, they didn't
the
care.
whole mall, nobody had on a mask. Not one mask.
Yeah. There's so many groups of people where when you're in that environment, everybody just looks at each other and you could tell that everybody's just deciding if they give a shit, like just collectively. I went to the beach all scared. Like I was like, oh man, I probably shouldn't be here, but you know what? All right. They said we can go. It's outside. I can keep my distance. I have my mask on, and I see everybody else just look at me like, why the fuck do you have what is that thing? Like they look like they didn't even know about it. And this was like in June. And this is just that's everywhere.
I feel like it's almost like going raw the first night with somebody. You like, is this gonna be okay? Should I just do it? And they're like, yeah, go ahead, fuck it. Just go ahead. I'm clean. Don't worry about it. When last time you got tested? Test mess. Don't worry about it. Just have a good time.
Just have a good time. Or you're real responsible and use a condom like a good girl or boy for a while. And then you're like, all of a sudden, there's nothing. You're like, well, did we decide? I guess we did.
Yep.
I wanted to get back on the road, and I saw DL head hit the floor, and I said,
Yep. We all saw that. He was like, I didn't have any symptoms.
Yeah,
it just came out of nowhere.
He was dehydrated. They tried to blame that on COVID, but that was wine.
Steak. That's if you know.
Getting off the plane.
Goddamn.
And also, because if you've been on that stage, you know how small and contained that room is. And the audience, I'm thinking if you're funny and the audience laughs a lot, that's a lot of spit coming at the stage. But y'all, we'll be safe.
But they knew something because his security was on him from jump.
Weren't they quick to scoop him up?
Even before he went out there.
That. He was like, I didn't have any symptoms.
Hold on, Pat has to turn his computer down.
They tried to blame that on COVID.
He looks confused. Look at his face.
Wine.
He got 1,000 screens up, so he don't know where the YouTube screen is. Pat.
And also, because if you've been on that stage, you know how small and contained that room is.
All right, Pat, I muted you because your screen was still up and it was still coming through.
Got a red cam for goddamn.
Jackie, unmute yourself. Come on back.
All right. Does he know we here?
I don't know what's happening. Neither one of us know what happened, Pat.
Here we go. Sorry about that. Hey guys.
What's up, Pat?
Jesus, listen, I just bought more space for my Google because I couldn't get I was maxed out. I couldn't even get the link. That was the most adult thing I did today.
I didn't know that you had to buy space for Google. I thought that Google was just unlimited.
I did too, and I maxed out. I had trouble sending people links all day, and I thought it was them. And then I was like, Tahir has it together more than me. So I did some I did some research, but I'm here. What's up, guys? Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Patrick Cloud in the building too. Shout out to the CloudVillage and the Cloud Wives. Pat has the most fan page for someone who is not like a professional rapper or a professional comedian or a professional porn star. He has 16 fan pages, and each one is like a different community. It's really sickening and disheartening.
Why is it sickening? That's cool.
I saw you. I was on something and you chimed in, and I was like, "Hey, Patrick." You're like, "Oh, it's not Patrick. It's his fan club." And I said, "What fan club?"
Yes.
What he do that he got a fan club? And they were like, "Ha ha, giggle, giggle." I'm like, "No, for real. Why does he have a fan club?"
Pat like he twitches. When he's on Twitch, he's usually naked. So it's just joystick and dick. And I don't know, like the people seem to like it. So
you know that's you know people are gonna take that serious.
Twitch is big these days.
I like that. That could be an album. That could be an album title: Joystick and Dick.
Let me write that down real quick.
Write it down.
Like I'm watching a college football game. I'm just looking at the TV like, come on, Georgia.
I know, right? This is stressful.
Shit together, Cobb County. Let's go.
How many does Biden need right now?
Biden wins Georgia. Biden wins, or he needs Nevada. And Arizona.
I think any one of them he'll be okay. Arizona, Nevada or Georgia.
Well, he got to win. He got to get to 270. So it's only 11 for Arizona and 6 for Nevada, but 16 for Georgia. I've been watching this since 4 a.m. Don't.
Me too.
Yeah.
Jackie.
They're mad people in Arizona.
I can work for these bitches right now. You hear me? I could work for CNN right now. That's
when I hear the numbers of what they're. When I hear the numbers of the votes they're missing and the population in Arizona, I'm like, all those people. Arizona got hella people in it. I had no idea.
Arizona's a weird ass state because they just play by their own rules. They don't do daylight savings time. They don't go up and an hour and fall back an hour. Yeah, they don't play by anybody's rules except for Arizona. They just started recognizing MLK as a national holiday because most of the state didn't recognize it as a whole holiday. It'd be January. They'd be like, man, you better get the fuck to work or you just using one of your PTOs.
That's funny to opt out of daylight savings, to just be like, no.
To me, I kind of respect that. I mean, all the other stuff the MLK thing kind of sounds racist, but the rest of the Arizona thing, it kind of sounds like that makes sense. Like, I think that everybody else is stupid if you think about it. They're just like, we're just going to get the hour back later. Like, nobody's explained it in a way that makes sense to anybody. We all just do it.
Mental break.
Because
it's a mental break. Like, oh, okay, I get an hour more sleep. Oh, okay, cool.
But isn't it originally for farmers or some shit that isn't necessary?
Nobody knows. We got rumors. Nobody even knows. Nobody even knows why the fuck we do it. Rumors. But we all just do it just because.
I want to say something real quick. I feel like Gary isn't talking because on the video he did with Kev, he did an interview with Kev. People was like, yo, Gary took over the interview. Gary, if you don't say nothing here, these motherfuckers will just keep talking. So you gonna have to double dust this shit.
No, I like listening to comics that aren't as big as me.
I know. I was waiting for the joke. He's like, I'm with my fucking features right now, and
struggle road stories.
Gary's like, wow, this is what you guys have to worry about. I'm so rich, it doesn't matter who's president.
He's letting us open up for the first hour, and he was just going to take the last
hour.
Hour
Opening?
We're all just opening for him right now. He's going to take it from here.
I like hearing road stories, man. I like hearing people talk. Because I'm not around. You work so much, you're not around comics like that. You know, but you don't really know. So I'm sorry. I'm being a voyeur. I feel like it's my first time at a swinger club. And I'm the guy looking in the rooms.
Are all the guys running a train on me? Am I the only woman on the lineup?
Oh, Jackie,
Jackie.
Yeah, why did you turn it into that? It was never
I'm helping his porn analogy. There's all dudes and just me. So clearly.
You said checking in the room.
It's 5 other rooms on the chat, Jackie.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, ego. Who got ego? Me?
Jackie,
line up, motherfucker. Let's go.
You know, it's funny. I had a nigga moment about Gary the other day, right? Because Gary been getting money for a long time, right? But I was on YouTube on like this little downward spiral of just clickbait, right? And I got in a jewelry icebox, is where rappers buy a bunch of jewelry. And next up it said Gary Owen. I was like, 3 a.m. I'm high. I'm like, is that fucking Gary? Right? He's like, yo, what's up? NBA Youngboy. He's like, what's up, Gary? I was like, oh, Gary getting money. It's crazy because Gary's done a bunch of shit movies, and for some reason, just like, okay, I see you, Gary.
No, I just went there to get my watch cleaned. I didn't buy anything.
Nah, Gary. Nah, you impressed me, my nigga.
Hey, how much does it cost to get your watch cleaned?
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know that was a service that was offered.
No, they were just trying to get me to buy other shit. And once I got my watch cleaned, I go, the necklace isn't big enough. I'm good. I just kind of.
It went Lil Baby, NBA Youngboy, Gary. I was like, Gary's in rotation. I was like 3 a.m. like, okay, Gary, get that bread.
No, you know me. I got one diamond watch that I got at a deal like 15 years ago. If you look at all my specials, it's the same watch. It's the same watch.
Okay. That's okay.
You sound like you're trying to get robbed on the road, Gary. You sound like, no, that's not true. I didn't buy anything. I only have an old watch. I never carry cash on me.
Like George Clooney, he's got the same black suit. Same one, just changes the undershirt and the tie.
I don't know these type of things, but do you have to go somewhere professionally to get the diamonds cleaned? It's not something you could like wipe off at home?
Nah, you got to go somewhere.
No,
you got to get it cleaned.
Get diamonds
and you think it looks good until you see it get cleaned. And you're like, oh shit. All right, now it's clean.
Took some layers off it. Okay.
I've done the Windex and the home clean, but when you go to a jewelry store and they bring it back in this machine and bring it back out, you're like, oh,
you clean diamonds.
That's how jewelry's supposed to look.
You clean them with Windex?
Yeah, whatever. Well, you had nothing at home. You figure out what you think it'll work.
You don't even got to worry about these problems when it's plastic. I don't even know what. These are just problems I don't have to worry about.
We used to do we had little white gold chains in high school. I think we used to clean ours with toothpaste. I don't know why somebody
that worked too.
Really? Oh, it is? Okay, so yeah, I was using toothpaste. I'm gonna tell y'all some of the poorest shit I did was clean jewelry with toothpaste. And when I was in middle school, I ran out of starch, so I used flour and water as starch.
Yeah. That's not. Listen, look at
Gary.
I know a lot of niggas have done that.
I've never been that poor. First of all, Gary, creases was a real big thing in the early 2000s, late 90s. Okay, so when you ran out of Stay Flow or Stay Free starch, you had to use this water and flour mix. Now the only thing wrong with it is that if you use this, you had to wash those pans within 2 days. Otherwise, it smelled like a dead body in your hamper. It was hard because the water would start to mix and the chemical would go bad. It was like old bread. So it was actually horrible.
Well, when I grew up in a trailer park, we just didn't wash shit. Stayed dirty.
The crease was everything, man. Like I never used my homeboys that did it. Like we always had starch, but this. A crease back in the day, if you had the right crease, like you look like a 40-year-old man in like the 7th grade. You know what I mean?
Yo.
You felt like something.
Sid, we used to do crease tests, like where they would take a sheet of paper and they would fold it, right? They would fold the shit just like this, and then they'll open it and they'll go down your pant line on your crease. And if your crease could cut to the end of the paper, you got a master crease. Yeah. So you're like, you got mad respect for having good creases in middle school.
People were doing that to each other?
Yeah.
I can just imagine just a teacher just watching that happening. Just be like, sit the fuck down. What are you doing right now?
That's why Tahir dresses the way he dresses. He got crease checked in middle school.
He got crease checked.
We just look at each other like, oh, that motherfucker, he can do some creases real quick. And the teacher's looking at us like, this motherfucker can't pass math, bro.
He can barely read, but boy, he's sharp.
He's sharp, though. He's sharp. You was doing your pants like this. Like ironing now, I just iron flat, and I'm done 10, 15 minutes. But back then, trying to get the pieces like that, 45 minutes to an hour and 15 to get one pants.
When was the last time you've needed to iron anything?
You say what?
When was the last time an iron was used at all?
Yesterday.
Yeah,
you use it just to be on live?
Yeah.
Just for this? Just to zoom?
No, I did.
You were ironing?
I did Gary's show yesterday, and so I ironed my shirt for Gary's show.
I iron every day because it gets crushed up in the closet. I iron every day.
Yeah.
To me, ironing is for going outside. Inside is you get inside clothing effort.
My road manager irons my stuff when I'm on the road. Sorry.
All right, Gary, we get it. Gary's like, I haven't seen an iron since I was poor. I don't know.
Gary, I have a question for you. I've always wanted to ask you. How do you get your relationship with the Bengals so I can finagle a relationship with the Mavericks? Like, tell me what I need to do. Is I can book a couple more shows? I'll try.
You got to find somebody in the front office. Oh. It's not going to be the players. It's got to be somebody in the front office.
That's good advice.
I got lucky. I was at a dead end with the Bengals for a long time. Trust. And then they got the new head coach, and the new head coach knew who I was. I go, thank God.
Be going to locker rooms and shit. It'd be like, yo, that's like crazy. If I could go to the Maverick locker room, Luka, what up?
Oh, I heard the Maverick locker room's off the chain too.
Oh. Gary's been. He's not trying to flex. Humbly, he's trying to flex. He's like, oh, yeah, I heard this real nice. They have free soda machines in there and also a fondue station. So, maybe check that out.
I haven't been in the Mavericks locker room, but I heard it's nice.
Is that one of the perks of being a big name, those type of relationships?
I guess if you're a sports fan, I think it's always cool when your home city gives you that love. Like Sidney from Dallas, like it's got to be a good film for Errol Spence, the boxer, to get all that love to go to Cowboy games, and he's a boxer and he fights in that stadium and stuff. You always want your hometown love. I don't care what nobody says, and they're usually the last city to give it to you.
Man,
that's crazy.
That's true.
Like Fort Worth love me. I just gotta get the Mavericks to love me.
Yo, G League.
Right?
Sidney's killing it at the big three.
They can't keep their hands off me. Please, no pictures. No pictures.
Oh, Ray for Austin. Whoa. I said at the Mike Bibby start, he lives in Phoenix. So for the last 6 years, every time I come to Phoenix, he comes to my shows. And I said, man, I wish I would have met you like 20 years ago when you was actually playing, because this relationship is so one-sided now.
He just wants to go do bench press and dumbbell curls.
Yeah,
like, oh, Gary, 3 and 3.
The AAU team.
That's super cool. Jackie, what you setting up?
Nothing. I don't. Y'all talking about sports, so I'm looking at pretty pictures.
Great. Now we got to get off sports because Jackie's here.
No, y'all keep talking about it. I'll pretend I care like I do with real men in my life.
You ever fucked an athlete, Jackie? Like a pro athlete?
No, I met a guy on the Miami Dolphins, and he was an asshole because I didn't care. Pro athletes can be assholes if you don't get excited about them.
She didn't even put an F on the Dolphins.
Listen, Jackie, WNBA players are the same way. I'm sorry.
What?
Listen, WNBA players are the same way.
Brittany,
I can get one WNBA player, no problem.
Like Sydney, Brittany Griner, dude, I was shooting all my best shit to her. Nothing.
Nothing. Like nothing.
You look right through me.
Yeah, it's like, ma'am, please.
And pro athletes don't want to admit that they like banging a chunky chick.
Oh, some of them offensive linemen, they got some thick girlfriends.
A lot of them do. I know some of them. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
Jeff, have you been back to the crib? You been back to Detroit?
Yeah, I've been back a couple of times.
Oh shit, you fearless out here on the road. I said, you fearless out here.
I went back a couple of times, but so far, when pandemic started, I was one of the people that didn't have that much stuff planned to begin with. But as a comedian, I got to just blame the pandemic and pretend as if all my shit got canceled. Like I had a whole tour canceled, and it was like fucking two one-nighters got canceled, and I was like, damn, man, this
hilarious.
Corona took it all away from me. But you know how it is. I had to start all over. But
the fascinating thing is a lot of comics who didn't make any money with unemployment, they made the most they ever made in their whole career.
Oh yeah, I'm taking all that unemployment. I'll
I
steal
didn't
from
know
the
how
government.
to do it. The way it was set up was so many like questions that asked the same thing. I got frustrated like on the same page, and I was like, "Man, I'm not doing this shit, bro."
What?
You just wrote C page 2. Like,
I was like, I I was just like, I'm gonna have to either get better at this online shit or sell dope because I can't.
Listen, when I did my 2008, I did my first writing job, right? Then it was like, and we did a couple of them, and then I was like, damn, I'm out here. Like I don't have no job yet. I got like a couple, something stacked away, but not enough to be confident. And then somebody told me about unemployment. I was like, what do you mean? I said, but what do you mean? I get paid for what? He's like, no, all actors on it. I said, no, what do you mean? So he's like, I literally like just check some boxes and I get money. He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. How much? It's like, how much you made? I was like, well, I just came off a show. So I got like I was like, this, and then they gave you back pay. I had the best unemployment experience the first time I started. They gave me like back pay for like all this time. I was like, yo. Yeah, anyway.
Unemployment is how I was able to become a comic full time. When I got fired, I got unemployment for 5 years when Obama was in office. And I made every 2 weeks the max. What is it, 900, 950?
950.
For 5 years. That funded my whole figure my life out years.
I hate Gary.
No, for real. Like I really don't know. Like, how does it work?
So
no.
Don't tell this rich ass shit. Nah. I can't learn. Nah.
That's the
He's not necessarily rich. He's been a comic a long ass time.
Jackie, fuck that.
Let me tell the Republican how it works.
It's in the book. Read it, Rainbow. Go read it, Gary. We ain't telling you shit. These are our life hacks.
I thought you guys had me on here, comics coming together, learn about each other's lives. And now I get abused because I'm asked the general question. How does that work?
I got fired from my day job in 2010. And I got an agent, started acting commercials and doing comedy, figuring it out.
Yeah. And
because of that check every 2 weeks, I was able to tour and not worry about how I was going to eat, pay for my car, my apartment, all that kind of stuff.
But so it's just a form. You fill
out.
It goes by the last 18 months of your job. So the last 18 months of your income, they balance out. So if you come off like a show where you make pretty good money for 18 months, they'll give you the max. So you'll get $950 every 2 weeks. You about $1,800 a month just from unemployment. And then once
the rest.
Yeah, you have to apply. You have to tell them when if you book a job in between, but you get it for like a year and a half, like and it'll kind of support some of your bills.
Okay. You don't have to pay it back at all.
No,
it's just whenever you start working again, you got to tell them when you're off. That way, you keep it like honest. But like,
will they come after you?
Yes, they'll
stop your unemployment. Yeah.
There were times where I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing, and they were like, we're gonna let you have some fun, and then I got a letter like, bitch, you have.
That's what the letter said. Attention.
Yeah,
it said attention.
Good afternoon, bitch. You owe us.
So if you were like hustling them a little bit, you would have to pay that money back. If he was like, you were working.
Yeah, I had to pay back. I didn't have to pay him back. What they did was stop my unemployment so that I could catch up. So whatever I was supposed to get from them, they applied it to the balance. They cut me off, and then when it caught back up, they put me back on.
You'll know because you'll try to apply and you'll have it, and then they'll say, "Hey, we need you to set up a meeting with us," and you got to call them.
I had that.
And then they'll say, "Hey, prove that you've been looking for work and all the other jazz."
I generally was asking because I was in the military and went right into stand up, and I got a lot of people know I got the hosting job on BET. I was still active duty.
Yeah.
So I never really
time in the real world.
Well, I was working in the military, so I never had the quote unquote struggling comic story like filing for unemployment. I couldn't go on the road. A lot of people noticed I was on BET, but I was driving down to San Diego and still working in the Navy. And then I drive up and film and go back down to the Navy.
That's where you should be. I didn't quit. I did everything at the same time. If you're blessed, you should do it all at the same time until you figure out what you want to do full time.
But I wasn't like demeaning, but I really didn't know like how the unemployment worked.
You a hard time, but still, don't worry about these problems. You ain't never gonna have to worry about this game. You ain't never got to file for unemployment. You never know what that web page looks like. We ain't gonna give you the address. This ain't for you. People like me and Pat, we ain't had no real jobs in a while, so we had nothing to base the 18 months on. I've been getting paid under the table for the last 24 months, so
I never did.
Yeah, and I've been working since I was 14, so I had all those years of my life unemployment. Why I could be on it for 5 years because it comes out of your check. It's part of the government withdrawal. So I had backup, and I'm like, I'll be okay. It was a blessing. It was a real blessing.
That's good.
I signed up, but I fell off.
What you mean?
I didn't like the website.
Oh my
You didn't
God.
like,
What's wrong with
you didn't
men?
like the website.
Like the layout? You didn't like the layout of the website?
They're like, here's free money, and you were like, I don't like these ads. I'm tired of clicking out of these ads.
Well, I didn't get it. So when All Def closed, I signed up for it, and I did the thing, and they're like, we'll send you some shit, and I was like, okay. And then I just like I don't want to do this, so I just found other ways.
If you're not broke and you have an avenue for income, you don't feel as pressed. But when you're pressed, you will stay online and you will figure it out. But if you're not broke, you're like, I'll be all right.
I've got nothing but time. I don't have a job to go to. I might as well.
Exactly.
Sit here and figure it out.
Hey, low-key though, Pat will fuck around and be a millionaire and won't even know it. Like, Pat don't be caring about money. We have a business account. I'm like, Pat, we had it since the top of the year. Like, Pat, have you gone in and signed the paperwork so you can get your car? And he was like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. I was like, I gave you the paperwork back in March. And Pat just be like, I don't like to look at money because I don't like to think about what I have to spend.
That's not true. That's irresponsible, and I'm not irresponsible. But if I know it's accumulating there, then yeah.
Pat has just weeks worth of like checks from 5 jobs ago that he hasn't even collected.
That's what's funny
$10,000
about
webcam.
I'm actually really good about it.
That's the funny thing, is that when COVID hit and all of my shows got canceled, I had a couple of checks in my wallet from all the gigs I was doing. And it's rough when the comedy clubs called me or texted and they're like, hey, we're closing down and you got a check and you need to cash it. What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't need it right there. Well, we need you to use it. We're going to close in about 2 weeks.
The nigga in the chat say we got Gary Coleman on here.
They in the comments.
In the comments, they're going crazy. Someone keeps on saying that I look like Sid from Toy Story, and he just kept on repeating it.
How are you guys able to see the comments?
It's not even accurate.
On the YouTube.
Go to
page.
So I must be okay.
What were you gonna say, Sydney?
Nothing.
All right.
They in the comments.
In the comments, they're going crazy. Someone keeps on saying.
Put it on mute. So put it on mute on your YouTube, and that way you can
look
at the comments, but it won't play off.
This is the oldest Gary has looked the whole time. He just.
I must be okay.
So mute it, Gary. Mute it on your laptop.
Here we go.
There you go.
I like watching people's like lost face when they stop talking and they're like on the internet. Like,
yeah,
I got a different lost face.
Low key, I'm exhausted though. I didn't really sleep last night. This stuff is fascinating. Yeah. It's stressful, but I think it's fun in a horrible way. You know what I mean by fun?
Oh yeah, it's addictive.
Yeah.
Just to refresh the page and just be like, just keep on seeing how many more votes, whatever county got.
You know what's funny? The newscasters on MSNBC, CNN, whatever, they are so happy. You can see that all of their moves have changed.
I feel like they auditioned for that job. Like the amount of importance that they must feel to be like, I'm doing this for the whole day. And they know every single county. They know the side streets. They're just like, they know every aspect of it. I'm just impressed. I'm just watching them the whole entire time. Like, how do they
just
know this much?
And they hate Trump, so it's fun to watch them be like, he might be gone, y'all. They're cracking jokes. It's comedy. Rachel Maddow is killing them.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have fun. You gotta go back and forth from CNN, because CNN is like, and Biden's closing the gap in Georgia. He's only 60,000 votes away in Georgia. Biden's closing the gap. And you'll go to Fox and they'll be like, collusion's happened in Georgia, apparently.
Yeah.
They apparently at 3 a.m, some mysterious ballots just turn up. Then you go back to CNN and they're like, and he's closing the gap. Back to Fox. They're cheating us. It's like a back and forth.
And their comedy on MSNBC. The humor is on Rachel Maddow and her crew.
Oh yeah, she can't help herself but she's
funny.
Just roast the entire time.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny watching them just arbitrarily pick which states' votes they should count. Of just like, oh, we need to stop counting in Michigan, but keep counting Nevada, and then stop counting. It's just, what do you mean? You don't get to make this up as you go along.
That's exactly what they're doing, Jeff.
They're
absolutely making it up as they go along. This shit, like y'all realize that history will forever be changed after this? Like, they got to change the history books and all of this. This shit has to go in the books. The world shut down for a year, if not longer. the entire world shut down and we was like inside for a year. That shit is crazy to think about when we come out of this.
Kanye gives you $750,000. Would you endorse him?
Not 750,000.
Yeah, that's low.
I do have a price.
Yeah.
No money will ever make me. I'm like, okay. Sounds good.
2020.
I do have a price.
You know what it is? We get so caught up in thinking social media is real life, and all these people that are mad at you, people are still coming to see you on the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what you say, I guarantee Lil Wayne will still sell out if he was able to go in concert right now.
Yeah.
You know? And we get so caught up, he's canceled. I go, yeah, right.
People were mad at Kanye, but he still got 50,000 votes. It's
60.
like 60,000 votes. 60,000 people either thought it would be hilarious to vote for him or really thought that he was the best person for the job of running the United States. 60,000 people.
I bet you money that Kim did not vote for him because you can't go in the booth with anybody. You got to be alone.
Well,
I will put money on it. And she saw his name and rolled her eyes like, ugh.
He didn't even run the same way for each state. Like in California, he was listed as a vice president for somebody else, and then he was running as president in like Mississippi or something. And it's just like, what do you?
I don't even get that. I don't even get that.
I don't think anybody.
He's an example of a man who the sex has got to be good because why else would you hang in there through all of this? Every weekend he got a ridiculous announcement about some bullshit.
Yeah.
So clearly the dick is amazing because I know Kim is like, if you didn't sling that pipe the way you do, I swear to God, I'd be out. I don't need you. I don't need you.
Would you tell it to him like that?
Yeah.
You'd be that blunt?
Yeah. If you're every weekend, he's gonna be on Mount Rushmore. He wants to be president. He's taking over the Gap. It's like, dude, go write a song and sit the fuck down.
But I mean, Harambe was on the last presidential election, and he was actually had enough votes to make the news. So I'm not, not really surprised.
Yeah, they didn't even give Kanye his picture. They were joking, saying he looked like an unlocked character in a video game.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they showed everybody else's picture, and then for Kanye, it was just a black outline of a person. Like we don't know what he looks like. And like they don't have any graphics on what Kanye looks like at CNN. What was the reason for that?
The big voter turnout were black men and white women. So I'm really confused.
Wow. All right, well.
We're all gonna die. It don't matter.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
That's how you wrap it up.
That's how I feel like doing. That's how I feel like doing comedy half of these times. Where I'm just like, I just start a show, just like, so are we all just pretending we're not gonna die soon, right? All right, let's pretend the world's not over. Like it just feels weird.
Those are the best sets when you decide, you know what, this don't matter, nothing matters.
I miss Gary,
do you have a lot of quarantine material that you're using? You gonna use a lot of that this weekend?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
What is it?
Nah.
What, try it now? Run it by me. I'll tell you if it's okay.
Cindy ain't shit.
I don't feel good about my shit. What is it?
Gary, do one that is new and is not proven yet. You haven't done it, but you're thinking about it. Quarantine joke.
I'm good.
Gary, listen, Gary, I'll tell you this. Gary, one of my favorite jokes you do, dog. He's like football joke. It's like you want a dude to play good, you gotta tell him his father is coming to see him.
Oh yeah. I at the like, NFL. Yeah, at the NFL combine. I was like, you want my quarterback? I want to be from a 2-parent home, but anybody on the defense, I don't want no daddies because I want pent up aggression. And then right before the first game, you tell him, yo, we got tickets for your dad. He showed up. He's gonna be in the front row. They go in the locker room. And they come back out, and he's like, well, "Where's my dad?" They go, "He ain't show up again. What you gonna do about it?"
That's hilarious.
No daddies on my defense.
You say looks up, he's not there. He lied to you again. More reason. Sorry, my bad.
That's so ridiculous. That's fun. That's a good time, man. See, you going back on the road?
I was gonna go this weekend, but I didn't. But I'm with it, man. You know, for me, it's like, you know, my mom is like recovering from like, you know, cancer or whatever. So I was trying not to like go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like she's good now, whatever. But I was trying to, you know, like go fucking nowhere. So now I saw her, and it's like, all right, cool. I gotta go back in December to go one more appointment, and she's straight. And then I think I'll feel more comfortable and be like, all right, I can, you know, fucking Gary on it and just be out here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because I definitely missed I missed fucking shit. I hate Zoom shows. It's you do it to me like, all right, I try to stay in rhythm, but like I miss stand up. I miss like being in front of an audience, like, you know, a bit growing, so much to talk about. You know,
What are you doing this weekend, Sydney?
Gary, you gonna make my goddamn day, Gary? Like,
Oh yeah. Is it happening? Is it happening?
You want to open for me in Kansas City?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Friday through Sunday. I'm gonna call him tomorrow.
Look at God.
Come on, Sid. Look at that.
Let's do it then. I appreciate
Y'all
you.
seeing shit happen right now. You know what's crazy is I was with Gary yesterday and today.
To hear.
Look, he said his mom. He brought his mom up, bro.
Hey, you gotta throw cancer out there. You trying to get some money? You gotta throw my mom could be cancer. So it's like, you know.
You should have brought up your favorite joke.
Yeah,
I don't like you to hear that much.
Here, you got to express
that I can accept.
Here, you got to express that you miss it.
I'm serious. You want to work this weekend, Sydney?
I'm serious, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna call him tomorrow. I'll call my agent.
You know what's crazy? When he brought it back, it was like, no, I'm serious. And I thought he was gonna be like, Tahir, do you want to come? I thought that was gonna follow, but he was like,
he only got a +1. He only got a +1.
I only got one extra hotel room. I can't bunk.
Look, and Gary got them good rooms. Gary get the good rooms.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
I'm gonna have a tub and a shower option. What?
I'm gonna make flights. I'm gonna come in all the shows, and I'm boring both of y'all.
Hold on, let me tweet Kansas City. I'm on the way. And Tahir's not.
Well, let me confirm it first.
I'm fucking around with Tahir.
You always.
I'm on the way, and Tahir's not.
Whenever you're around a veteran, established headliner, and you are missing calendar dates, always complain about how you missed the stage. Usually they'll be like, "Oh, okay."
No, y'all not listening. It's the hardship that got him. Mother cancer. All the other shit is normal.
It was a whole package.
The joke. That's a trifecta.
It wasn't one thing.
It was a
lot.
lot.
Definitely
that was the before we see if you can sing or not American Idol.
Yeah. Why are you here? My papa is in the hospital watching me with one eye. He has one eye.
It's always been my dream.
Yeah, they don't let anybody on, America's Got Talent or anything that hasn't had a hardship. Nobody's backstory is just like, oh, I don't know, grew up in a great home,
it's
wealthy
hard
family,
to tell.
my parents are doing great. I just have this talent I want to share. They'd be like, get the fuck off this stage.
That's why I said the better ones in Great Britain. Great Britain, their stories are so worse. Like,
oh my
where do you
God,
live?
they're
I actually live in the back of a Wendy's. Like, oh. Yes.
I started working at 3 years old.
It's hard to tell comedians when they ask advice about AGT, and I'm like, I want to be like, well, what's wrong with your family? What's wrong with you? Talent, yeah, that's great. You're funny, but what else is going on?
Who died recently that you love?
Exactly.
Which was close to.
How long were you homeless?
Good. We're getting somewhere. Good. You hungry?
He looked out for you. He looked
hungry?
out for you because of that time that you got bumped in Ohio. When he came, your weekend rate changed. So he looked out for you. Look at God. It just came full circle.
I ain't gonna lie. Gary's always like, look, like I've opened him from Bellevue. And
Seattle, yeah.
Seattle, and that was cool because that was like on some like I wasn't even expecting me. So you could have been a dick, like why the fuck are you here? And you were like, I was like, hey, the club. He's like, hey man, don't worry about it. And it was like real cool. It was you and Gene made it work the whole weekend. It was like not awkward. It's like I was like, Gary. I remember calling Tony, like, yo, Gary, cool. And then Tony Rock, like, Gary, my man. That's my fucking man right there. That's my man.
It's I guess it could be an easy business to be a dickhead. But if you really like take into account to it, it's just you're going up there to tell jokes. Like even if we don't have to hang out that much if I don't like your personality, honestly. You know what I mean? Because I've had features. I was like, I literally went to the manager. I said, hey, can I just have the green room to myself?
Oh.
Oh my God,
I feel like they're performing in the green room. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to decompress.
The question.
Every 5 minutes, they're just like, did you hear the one about the, did you watch the news lately? It's just like, no, you're not even being slick with this. I know you're trying jokes on me.
So Gary, it's not a diva move. Because I've, being new-ish to the constant headlining thing, I can't stand when the green room get filled up with people. It's not a diva.
Unless, and I know it sounds like a dick, unless when I get there, I tell them, and the COVID is a great excuse. I go, I don't want anybody in the green room. And COVID's the best. I go, of course, nobody in the green room. I go, all right, I don't want anybody in the green room. Because sometimes, one time I went in there, and this just happened about a month ago. I didn't know the feature. This dude's already in the fridge in my snacks. I'm like, bro, can I get to the fruit before you finger it? He's drinking my water. I'm like, dude, that's the water I asked for in the writer.
I don't like when the feature brings his girlfriend and his kids and his friends. And I'm like, dude, I thought this was my show. You can't sit outside?
But you can say that. I mean, I know it sounds like a dick, but I tell them, I said, I don't want anybody to agree with. And then if a lot of times I bring my feature, but if they can't make it, like this weekend, nobody could make it, so I didn't have one. I'll just tell them, I go, I don't want nobody in there. And then as the weekend goes on, I'll find out if they're cool or not. And then sometimes we'll just organically just start hanging out in the green room.
Here's the thing, though. A lot of people don't know how to be a good feature because nobody has told them. They think what they're doing, like being in the green room, like it's nothing wrong with being early, but it's also a respect thing of letting the headliner get first dib at everything. But it's a balancing trick because like when I did a couple shows with Lavelle would come, like if he was supposed to take the stage at 7:45, Lavelle would come at 8:30. So it's like you got nowhere to go anyway. It's like what do you do now? I got to stretch. So if I don't get the chance to talk to him before he goes on stage, can I post up in here? So it's weird, but a lot of people don't. They
don't know because they're so excited as I am to even be doing it. So you're like, wherever I got to hang out is cool. My thing is just between shows. I can handle it before the show, but in between, I'm like, these 30 minutes that I have, I just need to get out my head before I do this show.
Yeah. I like to replan and readjust for the next show. I'm not just going to go up robotic and do literally the exact stuff in the exact same order. I like to kind of analyze how things went and make adjustments. And if I'm just sitting there having a conversation the entire time, in my head, I'm smiling. And I'm just... But in my head, I'm just like, I really don't.
Random people can't read the room. They can't read the room. They can't be like, everybody's shutting the fuck up because we're just quiet right now. For 20 minutes, we cannot say shit. We could be looking at something, not saying shit to each other. And we not mad. We just not talking. And some people feel like, it's awkward. No. This is perfect. It's not awkward. You know what I mean?
then they wonder why.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jackie.
Then they wonder why I go out to the driveway or the parking lot to go for a walk by myself. It's like, where are you going? I'm like, the fuck away from you. Go ahead.
That was one of the best things about touring with Tony and Kev. Like you touring with your friends, you guys learn each other's behaviors before the tour, doing the show, before the show, all of that type of stuff. Like we knew, like we put on some chill music, we light some incense or light a candle, and we all just kind of zone out. Nobody's in there like doing the most. If you need to talk, take a phone call, we go out the room and do it. Or if you need somebody to run off your set, y'all step out so y'all mess up the whole energy of the room. But like, like a lot of people don't realize like everything that it takes to go on stage, making sure your set is good, adjusting it. You might like if you in Duval, first thing you got to do is go up there and show them love by saying Duval. Every city is different, so you trying to remember what city reacts to what thing, so you can make them feel like they're really part of the show. All of that takes time and energy and focus. And you got people in there that's trying to do the Cupid shuffle while you're trying to get your set together. You'd be like, motherfucker, why are you here?
Yeah.
Hey, the worst. Oh, dog. The worst.
It's not ever about like what the feature's doing on stage. It's the off stage. To keep you working with a headliner. I don't even watch. I don't even watch the features act half the time. I'm in the green room, so I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about. But it's how you act off stage.
I'm still laughing at the person eating your snacks. Just like, just going in like, these are good.
They be in hot wings, cocktails.
I went to the fucking roof. I was like this. What the fuck? Look at him. What the
He ain't never met you before. You walk in, he like this. Oh, what up, my boy?
Hold on. I'm worse. Yeah, I'm worse. So I'm a sports fan, right? So I'm superstitious. So for whatever reason, I need to sit on the left side of the couch because I feel like if I sit on the right side, the team always loses. So one time we was watching the game and that motherfucker was on the left side of the couch. You gotta get up, bro. This is where I sit when my team plays. He thought I was kidding. I go, no, I'm dead serious.
I'm dead serious.
You gotta go to the chair.
That's funny. That's funny.
Hey, that's the hoodest I've ever seen Gary.
You gotta get up, bro.
Go, bro.
Hey, you gotta get up, bro.
For real.
You gotta go, bro.
You know, I don't play when it comes to my teams. I'm like this, bruh. Not on left side of the couch. And then I sat down and I go, dude, how warm is your ass? I want a cool couch. Leather.
Hey, where's my cantaloupe?
Leather seat. This warm ass motherfucker.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody got their rituals. Sydney, what do you have to do before a show?
So I say prayer. That's about it. Like, now, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get nervous regardless. You know what I mean? So I don't even try to, like, I know I'm gonna get a little nervous. I'll say a little prayer, and then, like, now it's like just more anxious to get on stage. Like, if somebody's like bombing, like if it's a guest set, like a local comic, and they're not doing well, I'll get angry because I'm like, now you gotta account for this. You know what I mean? To flip the room a little bit, but really just like a prayer and like, let's just get it cracking. I'm more about like, I hope these words come out right. I hope I enunciate. You know what I mean?
What about you, Jeff? Any rituals that you have to do before the set?
I guess shit, really. I think that's about it. Take
That's
a nice,
the
good
thing,
pre-comedy shit.
That's second show.
Think that, and that's the funny thing is that as soon as I was thinking Sydney was gonna say that, and he was like prayer, and I was like, yeah, that's a way more wholesome answer than what I got. That's the only thing I could think of is I was like, I would have answered that question way differently, but I mean, good for him. You know, whatever you got to do.
I definitely got to get that pregame shit. Jackie, what about you?
I gotta get like a dark hallway or a dark area and just pray. Mm-hmm. And I always remind myself, I always say, Jackie, they got babysitters, they got in the shower, they've been on a calendar, they came to see you, so give them what they paid for. I take it seriously. I'm like, it's a big deal to come see you. What?
You put in they got in the shower. That's funny.
Yeah, they got babysitters and shit, and they came to see you. And I'm like, God, just remind me that they came to see me, so I have a job to do for them.
Yeah,
every time.
That's cool. Gary,
it's not about me.
Anything you do in particular other than the sports and
I mean, you know, when you're the best at what you do, you ain't really got to do no. You know what I mean? No, but I'll tell you something funny. When Sydney said prayer and Jackie said prayer, I was in Columbia, South Carolina a couple years ago, and my opener was still my opener, Say M Comedy, you know. So we had some host, and here's the thing about the Southern circuit, and you guys know this. If a brother comes in a suit, full suit, like he's going to church, and he walks in the green room and goes, hey, man, it's just a blessing to work with you. You know he's going to be so fucking vulgar when he gets on stage. As soon as he gets up there, hey, man, it's just a blessing to where I'm sitting. I mean, so every night before the show, this goddamn host would do this forced prayer. Like, hey, man, we got to pray before we go up, right? Say was bombing all weekend. Sunday, Say goes, hey, man, these prayers ain't working. I ain't praying enough.
That's hilarious.
And ripped Sunday night. Ripped. I think he's an atheist because of that weekend. Wow. He just refused the prayer circle. Nah, man, I'm good. I've been eating it all weekend.
That's very self-aware of him, though. A lot of comics ain't that self-aware.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was like, I'm done.
Pat, you don't really do the live performances with your music or anything like that, but do you get nervous about like presenting new material or put up new content? You do a lot of this. Motherfucker Pat did this what is it? It was a TikTok, and he was acting like the first Egyptian rapper, and he was just like bird, fire, pharaoh, I can't really do it. I can't do it good, but
that was what you brought up for me, huh?
It was creative, Pat. It was one of the most creative TikToks I'd ever seen.
I'm okay with listening about stand-up stories and superstition. I'll ask some questions when you guys aren't excited.
That's hilarious.
This nigga brought up my TikTok. Yeah, I get nervous before performing my Egyptian raps.
He's hosting. He's called hosting, Patrick.
Hey, you know what? Let me flip it.
You're a master of transitions. That was you. I feel like you could have included me a little.
I got you. I think when everybody said take a pre-shit, I'll say this: as if you open it for somebody, don't ever take a shit in the green room. That like you gotta give the hell out of the respect.
Why not?
That's his shit. You go find. You know, we big guys. I'm not. You gonna feel mine, so I gotta go find a public. And listen. When you're the feature, they don't know it. Like, you know what I mean? So you in there just shitting, and they look at you like, oh, bro, like, yeah, whatever. Then they see you on stage, and they're like, that was in the back. You know what I mean? But, you know, you give the headliner their little shit space. That's just like an understood rule.
It depends. And that's true. But I had a feature one time, an older black guy, and this guy he came with a weekend bag. He changed his outfit before every show. I think he had a fucking family portrait. I'm like, nigga, what is all this stuff in this bag? Just do the 20 minutes and get out. It's too much.
Nigga took a shower back there.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I would just feel too self-conscious to do that, especially if you're featuring and you're taking a pre-show shit. You might that's going to be my first interaction with this headliner. It's just he knows that like, I don't know that motherfucker, but he's been in there for like 20 minutes. Like that's just a weird way to meet somebody. I would rather this is better for his privacy. This is better for mine. Everybody just go there.
Get there early so they have enough room to air. Wherever I go, whenever I'm on the road, anytime I'm at the comedy club and I have to use the restroom, I always got incense with me. My incense go everywhere with me. You'll never know. It was a phantom shit. You would never know that.
You'll never know.
You'll never know. You'll never know.
Well, you shouldn't. It's not gonna. You sure? I mean, it might smell better than it did before. Nobody's gonna be suspicious. Why does it smell like roses in here?
That is weird.
Somebody's trying to cover something up.
But that's a good point. Features don't know.
I didn't even know you could request for everybody to not be in the green room. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, COVID's the best when it comes to that.
Did you do that before COVID?
Yeah. Well, I bring my features 90% of the time. So I'm bringing the show with me basically. But every now and then when they can't make it for whatever reason, I always just say, hey, I don't want anybody in the green room before I get there. Because I just had a few bad experiences.
Do they ever like take offense to that, or do you like not care?
I'll talk to them when we get there. I say, man, no offense. I don't know you. I'm sure you're cool. I don't know you. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you have the club owner in the green room with you. That's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes the owner of the club.
When to shut up. Oh my! I ain't gonna say who, but there's a couple cities. I'm like, he's here. He's here.
Yes.
They have sometimes they come in the green room and they have 100,000 questions about you, every comic you've ever met, and I'm like, dude, is this a workshop? I want some quiet time before I got to do the job you're paying me to do again. But you can't. I don't know. I've never told a club owner to. Can you please just give me a fucking minute?
Yeah, I haven't either. That's a tough.
I mean, certain lines you don't cross, but we had one that sat down with us. And we thought he was just gonna ask us a couple questions. Most of them do, because they weren't used to Kev like selling out a crowd. And so they come in and say hello, ask how it's been on the road. But one guy came in, sat down, he ordered food with us. I was like, my G. Where? Because we want to talk shit about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Where? Like at a table or?
No, in the green room. Because the green room is usually like a couch and then it's like a sitting chair and they might have some more chairs.
Was you in the Seattle area?
I don't know what you're talking about, Sydney.
Yeah, I know exactly where you were. I know the guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're getting a little bit too close to the case there, Sydney.
Sydney,
you need to.
Sydney, just be quiet, bro.
He's a good guy. That
listen, man. Hey, Sydney, you ever since Gary booked you for a feature, bro, you been acting different, bro. You been acting so
turned his hat backwards and everything.
Me and Gary finna get this money, maybe.
Maybe. COVID money.
I can't wait. You gonna see? That's Friday through Saturday. So you probably leave Friday morning. I'm gonna put this dope in your bag when you're leaving out the apartment. On your way to LAX, I'm like, yo, all right, my boy, have a good weekend. Drop dope in your bag.
You're gonna label it dope with like a black Sharpie on the outside.
Have you guys heard of the
illegal drugs?
Have you heard of the new?
I'm gonna wrap up a Bible in saran wrap and then put some tape over it and say pure cocaine and put that in your bag, fam. You good?
You heard of the?
Give them like a tip, like tip off the airport. I have a reason to believe that there's a passenger.
Have you guys heard of the new states that are now have legalized recreational marijuana?
Oh, he has like 4 of them, right?
Yeah, I heard like
Oregon legalized hard drugs.
Yeah, that's actually more fascinating.
Yeah, what is that? That's wild.
Yeah.
Out of all of this, okay.
Because they want them to get rehab instead of being held criminally.
They said that in Jersey, one of the biggest Google searches now is how to roll a joint because they just legalized pot, and no one knows.
You've been showing them for a while. That's what people in the comment section are like. Man, he's been rolling that. He's been rolling that for an hour.
Jersey, Arizona, Montana, and South Dakota.
Damn.
I used to smoke on the road. Now I don't do it no more. I had a bad experience. I was with Tony actually, and I was smoking in the room, right? And it's weird because I'll tell the hotel, right? And Gary, I'm not gonna do this, but like I used to tell the hotel, I would give them my card and like pay the incidental up front, like how much did you smoke? And it was like, we're gonna charge you $3, run it, right? I'm gonna smoke. Right? I was in Syracuse, dog, and this is when I was single, dog. I had somebody in the room smoking with me, right? And dog, I'm so dumb. I had the shower running, and I had the steam coming out. And I'm new to smoking in the rooms, obviously. And she had said the steam. Like, you know what? I said, that's cool. Make people think it's a shower. And the motherfucking fire alarm went off. We're in Syracuse, so the Syracuse Funny Bone. And the hotel's like the 16th floor. And all you see is the Syracuse fire and the police department coming. And you know it's because of your ass. Right? And so I fucking put the blunt out like I had a key of cocaine, nigga. It was literally this much. I flushed that down the toilet. She was like, I'm gonna leave. I was like, bye. Like she took the stairs 16 flights down. I banged on Tony's door. I was like, open the door. He's like, what you want, yo? I was like, open the door. Ew. I said, Tony, I'm not playing with you. Like at the door. He opened the door. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He in boxers and a t-shirt. I said, you see all that shit outside? Said, yeah, they coming for me. He said, that's me. I was like, I was smoking in the room. He said, you got any with you? I was like, nah. He goes, you fine. I was like, but they coming. He's like, you're fine, nigga. You have nothing on you. And so then I had to go downstairs in front of the fire department. They came up to open my door. They were like, what happened? I was like, steam from the shower. And they could smell smoke. They were like, it's a such and such and such and such. And they're like, okay, just relax. And then everything was okay. But that's when I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done on the whole. I don't need to do that. You know what I mean?
So you ran the shower, but where did you smoke though? Did you
in the living room? I was new at it. I didn't smoke in the bathroom. I ran the shower.
Yeah, you got to be where the steam is.
I just got on the road.
I'm by the vent. I'm at the balcony. I'm cracking the window. I'm in the bathroom. I'm getting a wet towel and covering the smoke. I'm doing all kind of SOS signals to try and cover the police.
Sometimes I'm just going to the car in the parking lot and then just coming back looking high as hell when I walk past the
But Sydney's on the couch.
Like they don't know. Like he didn't come out. His eyes are a lot more red now that he's.
I try to do it the right way and pay for it up front. Like I know you're gonna charge me, so run it now.
Sydney's on the couch.
That was responsible of you.
You're laying down on the couch, legs on the ottoman, just smoking like it's.
I paid for this.
No regard.
Oh shit! Was that one of your worst travel stories?
Oh no! There was shooting in the parking lot before. Absolutely not. I've been in some wild shit. Yeah, we was in all right, quick story. I was with Tony, and then I was in Houston, and we went to the strip club where it's like a hood strip club where the bouncer is just a nigga with a pistol, and so like we walked in, and like you're in a hood spot, and you can feel the energy shift in the room.
Feel the energy, yes.
Right. So like this is a true story. I was with my brother Tony and my best friend D. And there was the energy like groups of people went outside. I said, let's get out of here. This dude we didn't know was like, not yet. Don't even know him. He said, not yet. I was like, all right. We waited for like 5 minutes. He said, now let's go. We went outside. Some dude, Tony, got separated from me. They were shooting in the parking lot. Some dude with a gun was like, you with Tony? I was like, he showed me a gun. He's like, it's cool. I was like, yeah. Walking me to the car. The next day, we met a couple rappers. He was like, yo, those are my people that protected you last night. I was like, it was a full shootout in the parking lot, brother. He's like, yeah, but you made it out. You made it out. The dude who was like, the dude who was like, don't leave. Then he was like, leave now. I'm still cool with him to this day. Yeah. Like, because I feel like he saved my life. I kept in contact with him. Yeah. This was like 13 years ago. When he come in town, I cook. Like, what's up, man? You good? Like, you know what I mean? Make sure he's straight.
There you go.
I murdered somebody. I like to Yeah.
You're in the same city. It's funny. You were there.
Yeah. Murder motherfucker.
Stop that, Sydney.
I got nothing.
I was scared. I got the fuck out of on to that. You psychopath.
Yo, is that the worst? Let me ask you, is that the worst? Like, you talk to a bunch of comics or whatever, and a guy finishes a story that Sydney just did, and you don't even give them a chance to like digest the story, and they come in with another story like this. Oh, fuck, I just said somebody got shot, and they saved my life in a fucking parking lot. Yeah, I murdered somebody.
Yeah, that was a crazy transition. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Evansville, Indiana, Funny Bone.
It's that one-upman thing.
Yo, that is hilarious.
You guys ever work? Anybody ever worked that club when it was open?
Which one?
Evansville, Funny Bone.
No.
Oof.
I never heard of Evansville Funny Bone.
That's the worst. That if you know, they say what's your favorite club, and it's hard because audiences are good.
Yeah.
Evansville, Indiana is the worst. The fucking worst. Dude, I never seen a city that segregated in my life. So I went there, and the host goes up and the feature goes up, and they don't laugh at all. And it's just a bunch of white dudes with their John Deere hats on their belly, so their arms just rest on their belly. And they're sitting like this. So then I go up, and I said, hey, guys, this is it. I go, Larry the Cable Guy's not walking to the door, and the guy goes, whoa! Those are big shoes to fill, buddy. It's like, it was a long fucking hour. Every night was like that, though.
Oh, God.
And then what made it worse was the lady that the manager picked me up from the airport and tried to take me to a Days Inn, like a first 48 Days Inn. And I said, I'm not staying here. And she goes, huh? I go, I'm not staying here. So I'm on the phone with my manager saying they're trying to put me at a Days Inn. So they got me switched to the only Marriott in Evansville by the airport. So now she's pissed at me because I'm a diva because I don't want to stay at the Days Inn. So she takes her to the Marriott, and I hint like I'm hungry. I said, I'm kind of hungry, thinking let's go get something to eat. She goes, well, if you want to stay at the Days Inn, there was a Wendy's right across the street. See tonight. Oh, fuck. Okay. And this is before Uber Eats. At the Marriott.
Oh,
fuck that club.
Yo, did you only do it that one time, or did you go back and do it again after that?
I did it twice. I did.
We all have that club that we're
like for punishment. You went back and you do that?
Yeah, it was better the second time. I was prepared mentally.
I think every comic has that club where you're like, I hope the whole place burned down. I'll see you next summer.
And the second time they knew not to offer you a Days Inn. Like they didn't even come at you with a Days Inn.
Oh yeah, I was in the chair out the next time. They knew better.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. That's funny, man. Damn, that's a good
fuck that club.
I'm hungry. There's a Wendy's. That's funny.
There's a Wendy's right across the street.
If you had just stayed at the Days Inn.
Dude, the tension in that car going to that Marriott, motherfucker. It was Biden and Trump in that bitch.
Can you imagine what she was telling her friends? Let me tell you about this uppity motherfucker wanted to be too good for the Days Inn. Now you know everybody stays at that goddamn Days Inn.
Forgot where he came from. Look at him.
Then there's a Wendy's across the street, right across the street.
Everybody like Wendy's.
The club there wasn't a kitchen. It was attached to like a sub sandwich shop, not Subway, like a sub sandwich. Wow. And the food was half off. So people were like eating sub sandwiches in the lobby. So, you know, you hustle t-shirts and back then DVDs. So you be back there and they put you right in the middle of the fucking sub shop. We were just in line ordering food. And you're trying to hustle DVDs and T-shirts. Fucking nightmare.
Can I take it number 3? Take me home with you. What you say? One second.
Yep.
Yo.
Fuck that, please.
That shit. Trying to move merch before Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and all of that shit, man. Making sure you got enough change, like you got enough bank with 5s and 10s and 20s. Woo!
If I was in an area, if I was in a city where I knew they had money, I would just flirt, be like, "Oh, I don't have any change," and I would try and be like, and they'd be like, "Oh, just take it." It works. You just gotta look sad and broke.
That shit don't work for guys, Jackie. That shit don't work
not really.
for us.
I remember
actually, if you're cute and the girls like you, it'll work for you too.
Yeah. Yes. What'd you say, Sid?
I don't say anything. That's the weird thing about me. Like I talk because I know y'all, right? But like I'll say after the show, I'm not the nigga. I'm not the talkative person. And
you're gonna talk this weekend because I need your help selling T-shirts.
See, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember telling Marlon, I was like, "Hey man, I love you. What? I can't take your pictures anymore." And like it was like, all right. I was like, it's just that people get crazy, and it's like I'm my temper. But I love you. I need you to know it's not. He's like, okay. It's like I don't talk like that because it gets weird. It gets like, and I don't know you. I got all my friends, but I'm happy you came. Like I'm not gonna like chum it up. Like y'all, thank you, man. I appreciate it. There's my Instagram. This is getting awkward, my nigga. You know what I mean? After that, it's like
because they want to talk. They really want to be like, I saw you on such and such, and I really don't like. I'm like, wow. Can you just buy this?
There's a couple of clubs that I like that have that will sell your merch for you, and then you can just take pictures with everybody and talk to anybody that you want, so you don't feel rude when somebody's like talking to you and like, oh, I followed you, for years. I love your shit, and then you're just like, yeah. Money's walking by, and I need to sell.
Nice clubs, Will.
You gotta pay them though. You usually have to tip them out if they sell a merch for you. I usually charge like 50 to 75. It ain't bad at all, but
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know to run me hot. You took a bad picture. Can you take one more picture? I'm like, lady, I'm so talented to be doing this right now. Like,
how long do y'all stay after shows to like talk to people?
I'd be all about there until everyone's gone. I'm still in the middle of. I want to meet everyone. That's how I get the flu every year because I be tonguing down strangers after every show.
meet me on live.
Tonguing down? Does that mean talking or?
Not okay. I was just being facetious, Patrick.
Okay. I thought that was like an old Southern expression. Okay.
No, I'm not from the South. What's wrong with you?
That part seems like the hardest part of like one of the hardest parts about what y'all do is like having to the after mingle.
When you get to Gary's level, that's when you could be like, after the show, I'll be in the green room.
Do you stay after Gary?
No, you have the choice. It's not considered rude when someone on your level does it. But if I do it, they're like, "You're not gonna go out," and I'm like, and I can tell the owner of the club manager is like, "Who do you think you are? Get out there and talk to these people."
And then if you're featured, if you're working for a bigger name, then they come to you like you're the person's guardian, and then they're just like, "Oh, hey, where's Gary at? Where's Gary?" And it's just like, Gary's living Gary's life, man. Do you want to buy a shirt for me?
He in his motherfucking skin, man.
This is who you get right now.
Oh, I'll tell you, talking about features, like overstepping their boundaries. I was selling T-shirts one time, and my T-shirts were $20, and the feature goes up the next show and goes, "My shirts are only $10." I went, "Fuck would he say that? Why the fuck would he say that?" So now everybody's coming to me going, "Well, it's $10." I go, "No, my shit's $20." Fucker just undercut me.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. You got it or not.
The only was so distinct though. Hey, my shirts are only this infomercial, bitch.
It's screaming.
That's why you got to ask people how much they're selling stuff with, so it makes sense.
Yo, the best.
You don't want to screw somebody over.
Was John Witherspoon probably was the best merchandise guy I've ever seen. Like literally.
John Witherspoon?
Yeah, he would say like he was the best. He was like, "This shirt, $20, right?" He said, "Pictures. I got a Polaroid and I got something to put it in. $20." He goes, "Now look, you get a package, $20 each. It's not 10 and 10. 20, 20." He sell his songs, but because he was so famous, he really just stood there and it'd be lines, and he would just sell everything. Like he
John
literally
Witherspoon merch.
everything, man.
I envy
He'd take
that.
money and just put it in his pocket. Right, nicest guy in the world, but I've never seen like where it's like a business, like 4 things at once selling, like just people buying everything.
What did John Witherspoon merch even look like?
Bang bang.
Bang bang. He had T-shirts. He had a
Bang
CD
Bang
because he had
T-shirt.
all the songs.
It just said bang bang or it had his face.
Yeah, but he had to close and this move and bang bang.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a fan, I would have did it. If I went into business, talking about taking apart one line and running with it for 30 years.
Man.
And people loved it. They never got tired of hearing bang, bang, bang. Like it was always, dog, that shit was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know I didn't know that people were charging for pictures until I was out with Lavelle and he was like $25 for a picture. I was like, you could do that? And he was like, yeah.
Charging for your time, really.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a meet and
the time
greet.
you could chill.
I like to do the meet and greets on the stage because then I feel like the audience feels like they're a part of the show for real.
Mm-hmm.
First I just selling teas like in the hallway.
Yeah.
But now when I do meet and greets like at the clubs, I come back to the green room for like 5 or 10 minutes and let the club you get the people out that just don't want to be there, and then the meet and greet line builds up, and it really feels like, well, I mean, it's a meet and greet, but they get to actually come on the stage. So to me, that's more of a moment to get the picture and everything.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever worked with somebody who sold too much merch to where like the selling of it was like 15 minutes of their set?
Listen, Kev is a bona fide hustler. You understand what I'm telling you? Bona fide. Kev had 6 different t-shirt designs, 3 sweaters, and 2 hoodies. And he had male and female shirts. And I had to set all of that up by myself and take pictures. Well, they would take pictures inside the showroom, but I was selling the merch on the outside and trying to sell my merch. And I got 2 different iPads going. I got my iPad for my merch, and I'm coming over here. But let me tell you a humbling thing. When you got some, I got some dope ass merch, and I would move about 25, 30 t-shirts, and I felt good about that. Kev would move about 75, 80 t-shirts per show. Per show. And then I have to do inventory real quick before the next show and get it right back out there, put the blankets over there, go in there, open up the show, host feature, and then go back outside and watch some merch until he did his thing, and then I go out there and sell the shirts. But you goddamn right, I did it.
It's impossible to do the meet and greet and lovey-dovey and sell merch and take pictures. It's really overwhelming.
I sell 3-piece suits after my show.
To who? Who's coming to your shows?
We get a measure right there on the spot. So we whip it up. We have it ready for them in like 20, 30 minutes. We sold 4.
Wait, you have the suit ready in 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah. We sold like 4 or 5 last show I was at. But it's whatever. They just want the experience.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The merch thing it's exhausting, and I've been lazy. Well, whenever I've not been lazy, the amount of cash in my purse when I go back to the hotel room, I'm like, Jackie, you blocking your blessing.
Merch was sometimes. I would make more in merch sometimes some weekends than I did for my booking, like in real life.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Especially when you got a deal, and then the deal literally might be $5 off. You buy 2, you get $5 off, and they'll buy 2. Him and this girl want to buy one versus just that one. And I had to learn that because at first I was just like, I got shirts right here, I got shirts. Is that how much if I get 2? And I was like, oh, snap, boom, boom. What about if I get 3 or 4? You get a big group and everybody want to take a picture. Like, you ain't get a shirt? I would sell everybody one. Everybody, get your baby one. Where your baby at? You got baby clothes? Now I got a small, and you can tie it up in the back. Get the baby a shirt. She missed out. Yep.
Yeah,
I would do the goddamn shirt.
I don't think there's enough shirts out there to match what I'm making at the clubs.
Gary, guess what? You just got some dope in your bag too. That's what that means. I'm just gonna go to LAX early.
Hey, hold on. See here, I fly private. Good luck.
I told you he was on the Icebox Jewelry show.
Dope is for show allowed.
I don't play that.
Yo,
I'm going out with what you call. I'm doing Chicago Improv for the first time. Not just me. I'm opening for Russell in a couple of weeks.
Is it
Schomburg?
open?
Yes, Schaumburg. Yes.
Because
That's my first road gig
closed.
ever.
What?
It's got a Democratic. Illinois is a Democratic governor. It might close. I'm not saying it won't, but
it already canceled one weekend, so it's rescheduled for the end of November. So we'll see. We'll see.
How dope is Russell Peters though?
Oh, I love him. In love, literally in love.
That's who I stay with when I come to LA.
Really? Oh.
I just stay at Russell's crib because the first time I was doing my podcast, and I don't live in LA, so I'd fly down, and I do like 3 episodes in a day, so I can come in every 3 weeks. So I asked Russ to be on it one time, and he was like, "Where you stay at when you come?" I said, "Get a hotel." He goes, "I stay at the house." He goes, I live by myself."
Yep.
I was like, "All right," but you know how people are living. Mm-hmm. So then I got there. I was like, "Oh yeah, I can stay here." I forgot he's international superstar.
Okay, he did my podcast years ago, and I didn't know him. I was like, "Please be my first guest," and he said, "Sure, come to the house." And when I tell you the ride down PCH, his old house, and I'm like, "Where does this motherfucker live?" Pulled up to this big house, and I was like, I'm like, "This is money. Like this ain't a joke." It was insane.
Yeah, I told Gary, like, I wasn't taking comedy serious until I moved out to LA and saw what people were making off of jokes.
Okay.
I was like,
this is joke money?
Yeah. Range Rovers off of jokes? Oh, okay.
Range Rover. Russell got
that shit together.
Russell got these cars that you can't pronounce. He's Lamborghini, helicopter, 3 or 4 of them. And then walked in the house. And he's the way he shows off, it's not braggart way. It's like a pride. Hey, I love my job. We love our job. Look what our job could do.
Have you guys ever heard the story Russell told about him and Ron White outside the Comedy Store?
No.
It's hysterical. So, Russ has a huge home. It's like, the old house was like 12,000 square feet, Hidden Hills, neighbors, Drake, and
basketball court.
Those are the neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Ron White is like tipsy out in front of the Comedy Store. And Russ pulls up and goes, "Ron, you want me to take you home?" And Ron goes, "All right." He doesn't know who Russ is, right? So Russ goes, "Hey, you want to drive me to my house and let me show you what comedy can get you?" And he takes Russ into his house, and it's Russ is like, "It's cool. It's a nice house." And then Ron's wife comes down the stairs and goes, "Oh my God, Russell Peters." Ron White goes, "Fuck." He thought he was showing off, and he realized it was Russell Peters. He goes, "Fuck."
Yo, God, that shit crazy.
But it does inspire you though to look around at his stuff and you're like, this is jokes. All of this shit is punchlines. Yeah, it makes you be like, I need to work harder. What, Gary?
Russ that's not money in TV money. That's stand-up money. That's road
stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's money. And not Russell Simmons in the chat. Not Russell Simmons.
Yeah, people like Russ who?
Russell
Westbrook.
Russell Simmons got money too, but we talking about Russell Peters, bro. Like, y'all, if you don't know, look him up. Do your research, people. You will. Yeah.
When I went to his house, I brought my girlfriend who had no idea who he was. Mm-hmm. And when we pulled up, she was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I was like, "A comedian." Like you? I'm like, "Well, clearly not like me."
Russell's good too, man.
Okay.
Yeah. I love when people are that successful and still approachable and still like people. Because it's easy to, like, when you get to a certain level of stardom, you don't get told no a lot. And so you get out of touch with like the common person or the up and comer because you haven't had to do the same things that they've done for 5, 10, 15 years, man. So it's amazing to hear that, people get to that level of success and still are like just genuinely dope people. So
I be feeling like the people who have that kind of success, in my personal opinion, do be okay. They do be fine. It'd be the people trying to come up that have the most arrogance. Because the people that have it are confident and they're like you're successful, right? There's no bullshit. So you don't have to pretend like to have some. You're confident in what you have. I think some people are like trying to pose and they have insecurity, and that's when the arrogance come in. You could tell that they're just an unhappy person. You know what I mean? They're insecure. It's like, bro, like relax. I know people way more success that don't act like this, so I know it's insecurity in you. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a successful thousandaire, and I'll say it. You know, but I don't act like it. I'm humble.
Yeah. I don't even want to be. I don't want to.
What, Gary?
I'm an asshole. I don't want to be here right now. But I to Coast Line with Sydney said, like, we're always on the road, so we don't run into each other a lot. And then when you get around them, like when I run into Kevin or Marlon or Russ, I see Russ a lot more now, but the Uber Joe Coy or anybody like that, or Gabriel Iglesias, you know, the top of the top money makers, you're like, man, did they change? And then as soon as you see them, it's right back to when we were all featuring together and open micing. It's just like all that stuff goes out the window, and you're like, oh, you are the same person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how it feels like because me and Sydney, I think Tahir is a generation before me, but me and Sydney, the same class. So we'll all be out and about, and you'll see us doing stuff. And then when we come back to like maybe the Union in LA, it's just back to, you know, help me out with this tag and how this sound and watch my set, and you know, you forget what you did before you got there.
Yeah, because I remember we were shooting Think Like a Man. Kev was working on a special, and he'd be running jokes by me like, "Hey man, I'm thinking about doing this or this or this," and you're just going back to just being comics, helping them out. You know, not helping them out, but just like, oh yeah, that's funny. Co-signing, basically.
Because when you're in a dark green room or wherever, you feel like we're just comedians. We're all just trying to figure out, is this new joke gonna work? You know, like whatever, blah blah blah. It's all the one commonality is the comic thing, and that's why being around regular people, it makes me nauseous. It's so boring.
Regular people.
You never be around.
We're a giving community.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You hear about like entertainers that are selfish, and you know, a lot of times social media highlights that shit. But I think comedians, especially, it's a very generous and giving community. If you treat people right and they come back to you and stuff, you know.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Gary, have you found with quarantine, you've had more time to catch up with like Kev and Russell and the people that you were kind of like doing the stomping grounds with?
Well, that's where I started like having guests on my podcast during quarantine. And I was like, oh shit, this is really going to tell me what people think about me. If they say no, if it's unanimous, I can't do it. Like, fuck, I guess I was a dick and didn't realize it.
Yeah, they can't act like they don't have time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
that's why I was like, I'm going to wait. Because they were like, as soon as I got this deal with this company for my podcast, they was like, well, who do you want to go after first? And I was naming off people. I said, let me make some phone calls. And I got Kevin within the first week. And they were like, you want to wait? And I go, for what? Ain't nobody doing nothing now. Now's the time to get them.
Right.
Yeah.
So they was like, you want to wait to build it?
That's a good question, Gary. How long were you doing your podcast before, you know, the deals became a reality?
I was doing it for like a year and a half out of my kitchen.
All right.
Doing it. And then I just met with this company, and I like the branding they were going to do with it. You know, they got its own shop now. And then I just like what they're doing marketing wise and getting more eyeballs to it on Spotify and iTunes and stuff.
Yeah. And you have a name, so it made the sell, I'm assuming, attractive. You weren't a nobody. You weren't like Gary from God knows where. You're like, oh, Gary only has a podcast. That helps.
It's still funny though when people are like, oh, I didn't know you had a podcast.
I didn't until I saw the clip when Tony was on it. I didn't know you had a podcast.
Oh, Tony Baker or Tony Robb?
Yeah, Tony Baker.
Oh yeah.
That's how I got on the show, because of Kev. Well, Tony was on it first, and then Kev, and then me, and it was just all this sharing names and sharing contacts, man.
Yeah,
that is a good point.
Comes up, I'll be like, all right, I'll look him up and be like, all right, let's try to get him on. You know, that's really how it is. Just segued into that.
Yeah.
That is a good point, though. That's how you know who fucks with you. If you, now that we have a somewhat downtime and you got a project and you want people to help you or be on it, if they say yes, you're like, oh, okay. But if you get a lot of like,
you can
I'm
tell,
gonna hit you back. You're like,
when when people fuck with you and you haven't seen them in a while, they'll just invite you on the road randomly, like in front of people. It's like you can just tell when they really fuck with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people do podcasts or whatever, but like when they really fuck with you, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't want to.
Sydney,
I ain't being messy. I don't want to be messy. I'm not messy. I'm not messy.
I will fuck you up, bro. You won't go. You won't. Tanya Harden. Tanya Harden, mother.
I'm not messy. That's my fault. I forgot this thing on. I'm gonna get some water real quick. Hold on.
Did Biden win yet? For God's sake, end this, please, Jesus.
They're being stingy counting them. North Carolina said they're going to wait until the 12th.
What?
But I think they were just like, we don't need to finish counting our votes if everything else is counted. Let's just do ours
we don't
last.
matter.
We'll count ours last in case you need us, and we're going to take the night off.
The funniest thing I saw, somebody said, you would think Nevada will be good at, Samantha B, I think. You would think Nevada will be good at counting because, count faster. Why don't, this is what y'all do. What the fuck taking so long?
Yeah. It is funny when you look at the map, you can see what states where people live, and it's just like you look at Nevada and there's just 2 blue dots and the entire thing is all this red space, and you're like, but it's nobody lives in that area. You know what I mean? It's just interesting. It's like nobody lives in that. It's all just one giant fucking desert. And just
if it's not the strip, if you ever drive through Vegas and Nevada, ain't nothing out there.
It's a couple places I like. Lake Las Vegas is dope as hell, but I don't know if I could just ever live in Vegas, man. It doesn't seem like a real city at times. Like even when you go off, like in Henderson and Lake Las Vegas, like they got some nice places, but it's so hot. It's like what do you do in those places? So I don't know if I can
nothing, because when it gets that level of hot, all you can do is building to building, car to building. You can't physically chill because it's literally 116 degrees.
Yeah. I can't do it.
But I love Vegas. I just love gambling and drinking and debauchery.
I like the real estate, but it's way cheaper than it is here. You can buy a nice crib in Vegas for $175,000, $200,000. Here, that same place is gonna cost you $2.3 million. So,
but Vegas also got a serious hood.
Yeah, but now you see why Gary doesn't stay in LA. You see why he ain't moving.
You said Vegas has a serious hood?
Yeah, I saw your face look up when you heard that, Pat. You were like, really?
Meaning if you drive certain directions, like every city got a hood that when you turn the corner, you're like, oh, I see what this is. I'm gonna turn back around and go the other direction.
Like because it's like racist, or because like there's gangs?
No, just niggas. Patrick, what's wrong with you? Where are you from?
That's what I was alluding to. There are niggas in Vegas like that, like there's Crips and stuff.
Yes.
I'm gonna go.
What? Hey, Jeff, Gary, watch your facial expressions during the stories.
I know. I was like this.
Yeah, I saw your face, Gary. Like, ooh, N-word, gotta go.
Gotta go.
I didn't know Pasadena had some hood parts. Like,
Pasadena is blooded out.
I had no idea. I was like, oh, Pasadena is beautiful. Like downtown, old town Pasadena. Oh,
it like Fair Oaks or some shit up there or something like that?
Pasadena is really cute coffee shop and then long ass white t-shirts around the corner.
I went to Pasadena when I first got to LA, and Leslie Jones was a waitress at Roscoe's.
Wow.
You worked at that one?
Yeah, in Pasadena.
That's crazy. I know exactly where it is. Right off the 210. It's still there too.
It's still there.
It's still there. That one don't taste the same as the one that's on Sunset in Tower. It don't taste exactly the same, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't even know there was one out there.
Yeah.
Till I was just driving around the neighborhood, like, oh, this is nice. And I went too far in the hills. I was like, oh, let me lock these doors real quick.
It's one of those cities where if you drive around, you're okay, but if you walk, you're gonna see that city for real.
Yeah. I mean, bless their hearts. It was a fun time though. It was a really fun time. Sid, you good?
Yeah, I'm sorry, baby.
You listening to music, Sid?
No.
After that water break, you came back different.
Oh, my bad. No, you know what it was? I did. I got something to drink, and I come on TV a little bit, and I was like, where we at? And so I got a little information. So I need to clock back out and be like, all right, sorry. So anyway, yeah.
I feel like your water break was really just
it's really close in Georgia, but anyway.
But and not to be politicky, but you know that Trump is like Trump is like sued. Trump is like sued like 4 states that he's losing in. Like he's suing to try and get. He's the biggest clown. I don't even understand this man. It's just funny. It's all humor to me. Like, is he sane?
Mm-hmm. He's serious.
I like when talking about the hood. You know what's funny about the hood, real quick? It's like you go to certain headliners and they bring the hood to the show, right? Which is cool because they have a good time. But in the parking lot, it's just like I guess growing up. I won't say growing up black, but growing up going out, you just kind of know the energy of certain parking lot situations. You'd be like, it's time to get the fuck out of here. Or it could be like, it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody just chilling. You know what I mean? But like, I don't like random, like just hanging out. Because that's when pop, randomly, you just start having seizures, you know what I mean? But
or that's when they say, Sid, we're going to head out to the, you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to head back to the hotel. But y'all have fun.
I'm good, man.
It happens. It happens. You can feel the energy change. So I'd be like,
yeah.
That's why I don't go to clubs. Like when I do like shows on the road, I don't really go to clubs in cities that I don't just hang out in, or I ain't got people there to like. They know that energy. Like you feel like a general overall energy, but they know what to look for. So unless I got people like that, I really don't be going out. Plus, I be tired. I ain't trying to go to no club. I'm just tired. We just got to doing 2 shows. So
clubs are exhausting.
Yeah, I don't. People just be standing around. It ain't like a whole lot of clubs they really be like dancing in anyway. Like you pay $30, $40 to get in just to dance around and pay for overpriced drinks, watered down drinks.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
That town you're in is that
get pussy.
What?
Oh, everybody just said, I don't know why guys go to clubs. I go, it's easier to get pussy, right?
Elephant in the room.
Every guy in here just went, I don't get clubs. I don't understand it, man. Just stand around and drink and
you're like,
I don't know what's going on. That's where pussy's at, guys.
And you just performed, so they're like, look, these the funny guys here.
You guys all just like downplay, like, I don't get it, man. Drinking and playing music, and
because you acting like that's the only place it's at.
Yeah, you can do that at a lounge. You can do that at a bar.
To me, a bar is just a more relaxing environment than at a club, because you can't even talk. Because then also that makes sense for a certain part of your life. But then if you had, there's been times when it's me, I'm in a relationship, another comic, this comic could be married, and they just feel obligated to hang out after the show. And instead of going to a bar, they go to a club, and it's just 2 dudes just not being able to hear a conversation, paying $20 for drinks. I'm like, we could have did shots in the parking lot and had a way better time.
You're doing it all wrong.
The scariest thing is when you go to a club after the comedy club with like 1 or 2 people that you know, and then there'd be a whole big old posse from the show at the club, and you're like, I'm turning around. I'm not trying to hang out with these weird ass people. Two of them asked me to join their swinging club. You know,
they
weird.
wave you in when they see you in the door.
Yeah, they're like, "Hi, girl." I'm like, "No."
Yeah. And you're like, "Oh,
you know what's weird is after the show you go to a swingers club and you see people that was at the show, and then they notice you.
Oh, Jesus! Can you tell that story, please?
I was about to say, I'm ready. Go ahead, begin.
No, I'm good.
Gary trying to get people because he know his wife is watching this Zoom. Don't get me in
She
trouble.
just looked at me. No, she's right here. She goes, "What? I'm kidding. I gotta go.
We about to wrap it up anyway, man.
That is awkward.
On my podcast next week. Sydney, you can't go on the road with me. Sorry.
See, here you win.
Look at God. Look at God. God just be coming through.
He was just about to ask you, like, so what are you doing this weekend? Just make a whole switch.
Yes. Come on, Jesus. It's about that time. We're gonna start wrapping up anyway.
So fast.
It's that time, man, you know. So let's go. Pat, Sid, Jackie, Jeff, and then we close out with Gary so he can tell people what he got going on this weekend. Pat.
May 1st? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Follow me everywhere at Patrick Cloud. Follow me on Twitch. I'll probably jump on later today. And thank you guys for having me. This was a lot of interesting information to soak in.
Sid, what you got for him?
Shout out to Kev, John, Alana, Mariah, Beat Cop, Jordan for the Cash Apps. Even Gary sent me some money. That's crazy. Thank you guys for all the Cash Apps. Make sure you tune in to, the fight on the 28th between Tyson and Roy Jr. And watch that thing because I am writing on that and I'd like y'all to support it. Other than that, man, I'll be in Kansas City, maybe with Gary, but not to here. I just want to clarify that. And then other than that, man, God bless y'all. You know what I mean? I love y'all. Yeah.
All right, Jackie, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Everyone that cash at me with a blessing, thank you. I can't go through all the names. And I'm currently on Wording is Hard. Tahir's amazing show. It's on YouTube. A lot of you guys are watching it, and most of all the comments are positive. So I thank you for that. And please, my show, Relatable with JackieFabulous. It's my podcast / talk show. It's on YouTube, on my YouTube page. Please watch it and like it and refer people to it. And the audio versions, wherever you listen to your podcast, I'm all over that too. And the title of it is right there. And the last 3 installments have been about married dudes. And every married dude I've asked, I'm going to ask Sydney soon. Gary's going to get it also. And thank you guys for watching and supporting. I appreciate you guys have been very nice to me in the last couple of weeks because of Tahir's exposure to Tahir. So shout out to TahirMoore. It's been giving me a lot of exposure to the world, and I appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you for pulling up, Jackie, and thank you for Wording is Hard. It's a great episode as well.
Thank you.
Just basically, you can tell everybody what you got coming on. You can pull up the Cash App if you want to thank the people. You can thank them. You don't have to say that amount. You just thank them, or you just thank them all at one time. It's completely up to you.
Hey, yeah, at Jeff Horst on all social media. I appreciate everybody with the Cash App. Definitely appreciate you all. Right now I got a series called Roast This Post, and so look out for that on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. And just, my version of talking about the news and social events and racism and all the fucked up shit we're seeing. And yeah, that's what I got going on right now. So check me out at Jeff Horst. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, Tahir. Appreciate you.
Always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure. Gary, you want to tell the people about the show that you might have Sydney on this weekend?
Yeah, I didn't even put my Cash App up so you guys could get more money. You're welcome. All that shit you got donated would have been right here, baby. So I didn't put mine up. So yeah, that's why I did that. Look out for other comics. I'm in Kansas City this weekend. I'm in Houston the 12th to the 15th. I'm in Lexington November 19th to the 22nd. I'm in Oklahoma City Thanksgiving weekend. Indianapolis, Indiana, December 3rd to the 6th. That's enough. You already know what it is.
Gary is steady on that. I'm never gonna get COVID tour. Never again. Never.
Already had it. I'm already had it.
The I'm immune tour.
I'm immune tour.
It's the asymptomatic tour.
I'm gonna be in China in a couple of weeks. You gonna visit other countries?
That's hilarious. Shout out to the Rewatch Games group of people that watch the show all over again in a couple hours or whenever they get off work. Shout out to my amazing mods, Hippie Go, Stephen O'Con, Jennifer Rivas. I appreciate you guys always. Big shout out to Rated Intimate Black-owned sex shop. They have all your sexual needs and wants there. You can get everything you ever want. Check them out. Also, big shout out to Popcorn World. Over 250 flavors.
Yo, that shit delicious. That shit's so delicious.
Addictive?
Yes, it's so my
crab leg.
So good.
Spicy deal, goddamn me, gumbo. They got all the flavors. It's amazing. Check them out, man. Got a couple of promo codes in the description of the video. Also, everyone's information, everything they got going on is in the description as well. Want to give a shout out to Habiba, Adam at Rated Intimate, Janine, B. Coop, Elena, Josh, Kevin, and Taking the Stage. Thank you guys so much for the donation.
Is that all Rated Intimate?
No. That was one person from Rated Intimate, but it was
gotcha.
Other people there. New episode of Working Is Hard came out today. Make sure you check that out, as well as first episode of More to the Story. That's Phantom Eyes podcast. You can check that out. It came out yesterday. And tomorrow, a new episode of Damn Internet You Scary drops. That's me and Pat's podcast. So make sure you check that out. Shout out to the Scary Squad, everybody that signed up for the Patreon, and shout out to the MooreMods, everybody that signed up for the Patreon. Definitely appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we have the entire most of the people that are going to be on the Keep Your Distance comedy show with Kev on stage. That show is going to be on Friday. All the guests are going to be here tomorrow night, so tune in for that. We're going to have a great show with that. And then Monday, we got a big surprise for you guys, so make sure you're checking it out over the weekend. I'm going to announce that that show is, all your favorites are going to be on that show. Just know that. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for another amazing episode of Zooming with the Homie. I want to thank Gary Owen for pulling up, brother, taking time out to schedule, and all my amazing guests, Jeff Horst, Sydney, Pat Cloud, and of course JackieFabulous. We will see y'all next time, which is tomorrow, on another episode of Zooming with the Homies.
Zooming with the Homies.